Hey, what's going on? Coming at you from Chicago, Illinois. And before I get into this video, I just want to address, especially to some of you guys who have followed some of my older videos. Obviously, I've been gone. I haven't made any videos. I know it's definitely been a couple of months now. And as for the reasons why I haven't made any videos, I don't want to get into the reasons. I know that there's other YouTubers, they make their videos why I left YouTube and blah, blah, blah. But I will say, I've said it more than once in my older videos that if I were to ever stop making videos, I would let you guys know, and I haven't made that video, so I'm going to go ahead and start this video here. And I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with this article. This is from the NewYorkPost.com. And the title of this article is, "I'm 61, but I have the body of a 38-year-old. Here's how I biohacked the aging process." And this article was published April 17th of this year, 2024. And just right from the get-go, the actual title of the article itself, it comes across as I don't know, maybe just a little like foolish sounding. I know that in the actual article itself, it does say that this 61-year-old named Dave Pasco, he did word those words the way that the article words it, but I'm not totally sure if maybe the writer of the article, if he somehow manipulated the title the way that it sounds. But in any event, it is I guess you can say it's attention grabbing for some people. But before I get into the actual article itself, I did make a video about Brian Johnson, who is also a biohacker. And in the beginning of that video, I posed a question, and the question was, is Brian an anti-aging guru, or is he just a self-serving narcissist? And when I made that video, I wanted to be fair. So I gave credit where credit was due. I had mentioned that I gave Brian props for the fact that, for his entrepreneurial skills and his ability to self-market himself. But ultimately, I did conclude that he was in fact a narcissist due to the fact that his self-obsession and then just the fact that he posted these half-naked pictures of himself on his YouTube channel, and that was just my my opinion. So with that being said, I want to get back to the New York Post article. The article begins by saying, "This Benjamin Button is spilling his secrets. A 61-year-old brags that he has a biological age of just under 38, is revealing how he's hacked the aging process." Dave Pasco, who hails from Michigan, is a retired network security engineer and a full-time biohacker devoted to turning back his genetic clock. So I will give him I'll give him credit for the fact that he was he used to be an engineer, so obviously that required schooling and discipline. So I can give him credit for that. On his website, getting back to the article, the age-defying Singleton shares his elaborate exercise and diet plans, claiming that he takes a whopping 158 supplements per day. Wow, that's definitely mind-boggling. Again, that's 158 supplements per day. I don't even know how to react to that, other than to say that it's excessive, and it's definitely, the risk potential is there. I mean, I think it's fair to say that the human body's not designed to be taking so many supplements, and then who knows what the implications, the long-term implications of these supplements that they have on his human body. You know, everything may seem initially okay, but you know, who knows what's gonna happen in the long term. And then obviously the money, spending that excessive amount of money on all those supplements, it just seems like a bit much. So now I just want to jump towards the end of the article where it says, sleep comes, but not before Pasco prays and makes a mental list of his daily blessings. So, if I had to compare David Pasco to Brian Johnson, I would definitely say that David, he does come across as being more humble than Brian. It's kind of difficult to compare and contrast these two guys. I mean, Brian, he's been on social media for quite some time. He's done interviews. He's made a lot of videos on his YouTube channel. He's been out there on the online and social media, so you can kind of gather more of an assessment about him and who he's about. This David Pasco, he seems to be more a little bit more modern to social media. It doesn't seem like there's too much information, especially compared to Brian. But again, he does seem less eccentric than Brian, and he does, like I said, he does seem more humble than Brian. But ultimately, it does seem like it leans towards the narcissism, and obviously, I'm sure he enjoys the notoriety that he's receiving online. So that was that article. Now I want to jump over to this book, As It Was in the Days of Noah, written by Jeff Kinley. And I just want to read this one paragraph from the first chapter of this book. Today, we lack a healthy respect for the danger, power, and influence of sin, both that found in the world and that which resides within our own sin nature. Like a deceived drug addict, we think we can keep it under control. After all, we're not murderers or perpetrators of violent crime, right? So all things considered, and especially in comparison to Noah's world, as a human race, we're doing pretty well. Or so it would seem. But what we fail to realize is that God has placed some restraints in the world that are currently holding back sin's floodwaters. These moral levees weren't present in Noah's day. More about that later. So, what do I take away from all this information? As a Christian, we have to know that, and this may just, I don't know, it may come across as being common sense, but we have to know that the purpose of our being on this planet, the purpose of being a part of this existence, this creation, is not to be pursuing a narcissistic mentality, just constantly finding ways, trying to find ways to regain our youthful selves. The purpose of our being here is to emulate our Creator, which is loving and caring and sharing and just being, having that helpful heart, that helpful mentality towards the people around us. Especially with everything that's going on, so many people are struggling. They're struggling in all kinds of ways. People are struggling financially. They're struggling mentally. They're struggling. With their, who knows, co-workers, family members. It's such an unstable world that we're living in, and I know, even for myself, how difficult it can be to be. It can be to try to have a compassionate mindset and being patient towards coworkers and even with the people, just being on the road. And a lot of us know the way that the aggression of the way that people drive, and just I mean there's so many different environments, different places, how people act, and how difficult it can be to just be in just to be a participant in society. But that's where having that relationship with our Creator comes into place. Either reading the Bible or reading a Christian book, so that we can humble ourselves, and that we don't fall into the pressures of social media and Hollywood and just this society's pervasive influence to get us to obsess with ourselves, and trying to get us to obsess with trying to regain our younger appearance. Because again, that's not the aim and the goal of being a part of this life and this existence. It's to work on that relationship with our Creator, and just having a bigger heart towards our fellow man, the fellow females, just towards all kinds of people. Because like I said, we're just so many struggles out there, and we can it's not easy, but we should at least attempt to try to have a more softer heart towards people, to be a little bit more compassionate and a little bit more patient with our fellow beings, with other people. So that was today's video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.